Awesome. Welcome everyone to the first annual Golf Course Owners of Wisconsin webinar. We are very excited, very pleased to have you here. I am Alicia Vargas. I've been working with Source1 now for a little over 4 years. And Jeff, my new partner, has been the one graciously communicating all of this outreach to get you in here so that way we can do a mass webinar. This is going to be recorded, so we will have that recording set up and sent out after the fact. And we will ask that you save your questions in the chat room of the webinar, so that way we can answer those at the very end and make sure that if there's any duplicate questions, we can kind of consolidate those at the end of the webinar here. So without further ado, let me go ahead and kick us off. Again, my name is Alicia Vargas. I'll be hosting or running the webinar. We've got Source1, Inside Track, and Fresh Concepts here, as well as an esteemed guest from TPC National at this point, TPC Corporate. I'm going to go ahead and move to the next slide. Awesome, it's working. Great. So areas of discussion today will be very casual and precise. Like I mentioned, we have some special guests here. So we have Bob Foley, our Senior Vice President at Inside Track. That's going to give us a little bit of insight over that program. We also have Brian Borowski, the Director of Produce Sales, here from Fresh Concepts to tell you a little bit about the produce program. And then we have Azur Mohammed, the National Director of Culinary Operations here. That's going to give us a live testimonial on how he's felt with the program thus far and any perks or benefits that he particularly thinks that the courses can take advantage of. Our topics of discussion will be why courses choose Source1, types of courses that we support, breaking down the course purchasing, and how we are best fit for courses. So again, very casual, and we won't take too long, so we'll make this quick and simple for you. So types of courses that we support. Who is Source1? How do we support these courses? Source1 is a digital procurement platform. It's essentially underneath a larger company. So you see the Powered by Buyer's Edge platform typically at the bottom of our logos. We often support privately owned courses. So they're generally desired by F&B as an amenity, golf, social, dinner, tennis, and fitness. But we also support resort courses, semi and professional courses, as well as adjunct course venues. So I know that we are particularly within the niche of the privately owned courses here, but just to give you a generalistic view of all of the other types of courses that we support as well. So whether or not you're seeing your F&B as a profit center, as an amenity, or if you're lowering or trying to lower some of your fees or food costs, that's where we come in and step in. Our program is completely free to our members, so you're not in any contracts or commitments with Source1. And essentially, you're just signing a letter of participation in order for us to go out and find those deviations and or rebates, and then get you discounts on some of those ancillary purchases that you make as well. So to give you a little bit of a comparison of success stories, we really do well in the golf maintenance, golf course fertilizer, merchandise, tournament preparation, player enhancements, MRO, and pro shop. So we typically see about a 15% average savings within all of these subsegments of your procurement. And again, free program, very easy to connect to. To give you a little bit of a visual depiction of how we cover the entirety of the course or club floor plan, we've got a good layout here that shows office, pro shop, gym, pool, laundry, kitchen, dining room, and of course the course itself. So you can see within some of those categories or verticals, the different connections that we can make, again, to support the business, find you lower prices, and then also source those items that you need as well. So with Source1, our course journey is rather simple. You sign up, you get onboarded and all the things that you can take advantage of. Typically, you'll see the first deviation within the first 30 days. You'll start to see some of the accrued reporting, and I'll get into the reports that we can provide within the first 60 days, and then the first rebate check within the first 90 days. So very simple onboarding process, very seamless. And again, you'll start to see that first deviation within 30 days, first rebate check within 90 days. And once we have the capture, it's out of sight, out of mind. So we'll keep accruing all of your data as you purchase. No, you do not have to purchase through our website. Nothing changes operationally on how you procure. It's just simply that we're connecting, like flicking on a light switch on the back end and connecting to your data, offering up those deviations, applying those national contracts, and then accruing the rebates on a quarterly basis. So if you'd like, you can actually scan your phone over this QR code. It will take you directly to our Source1 overview site. You can do a simple sign up from there, but I would ask if you would love to, I would like to be able to speak with you intimately after this webinar. The goal is to get you guys on a follow-up call so that way we can talk about your individualistic needs and then how we can support those needs. Within this portal, you'll be able to see all of your dashboard analytics, supplier products, product search tools, performance reports, and opportunity assessments. So it's all at your fingertips. On average, we do save courses quite a bit, usually about 40% year over year for the courses. You can see some of the Wisconsin courses that are already on program, so feel free, if you know these folks, to reach out to them and ask them how they feel about the program. But we also have a nationwide book of business. So we gave you a little bit of depiction of the other parts of the states that we cover as well when it comes to Source1 courses. Now at the top, I did mention Buyer's Edge platform. That is our larger mother company that we all sit underneath. Buyer's Edge is a leading food service procurement platform powered by data analytics, software, and collaborative relationships. Keyword in there for us is collaborative relationships. It's where my relationship with Jeff has stemmed. We've made him a strategic partner and us vice versa. So this is why we prompted the call, and hopefully we'll be able to do a lot more webinars throughout the year to show you a little bit more benefit and support that we provide. Now, to give you an overall look, the largest digital procurement network in food service does have over 100,000 different locations within its book of business. We've got 35 billion in network transactions that we see on an annual basis. We've got 25 years in business and in knowledge. And then we've got over 900 dedicated employees. So a very wide casted net of support that we can provide to you. Now we have what we would consider 5 pillars of service in software that we support and provide. So produce management, produce contract pricing, sourcing, and food safety. Digital procurement networking, cost savings, cashback rebates, 175,000 different food and supplies line items. Supply chain management, full service procurement, contracting, and logistics consulting. Back office software solutions, so AP automation, inventory management, menu costing, accounting, and payroll. And then enterprise spend management, so price verification, contract management, and analytics. I know you're probably asking, how does that fit or how does that support me? So if you look at the next slide here, so produce average savings, you can see about 5 to 10% fresh produce savings from that segment or vertical. For digital procurement networking, you'll see instant reduction in your costs and then improved margins on the items that you already buy. Supply chain management, you'll see expert procurement teams dedicated to lowering your food costs. Back office solution, you'll see inventory management, AP automation, and payroll accounting designed for food service. So it's not a blanket approach. It's really designed for our food service and how we are tiered within the food service segment. Enterprise spend management software, identifying hundreds of thousands of price overcharges. So you can see here within all of these subsets, all of these verticals, we're trying to lower your cost, we're trying to support your margins, get you the best cost for the best quality product, and then also help you source those products that you need as well. And this just gives you a visual of how we fit within those segments. You can see that Fresh Concepts is obviously within the produce management. Source1 is within the digital procurement network. You got Inside Track at the enterprise spend management software, and then supply chain management and back office software solutions I'll touch on just briefly, but I don't want to overwhelm you with some of the information. And my last depiction here before I get my first guest speaker in here is a little bit of how we cover both sides of that procurement. So the manufacturer, your food and beverage items, these are some of our manufacturer partners that we are currently partnered with. We have many more, over 175 line items that are deviated, and over 350 manufacturer contracts, a very wide cast and net of savings that we can provide. And then for beyond broadline, excuse me, we've got over 800 suppliers. So you can see some of those recognizable suppliers as well, but there's many more that we can plug into and help source the products and get you the deviations on the front end as well. So without further ado, let me go ahead and introduce Bob Foley, our Senior Vice President at Inside Track. He's going to go ahead and take a moment, tell you a little bit about Inside Track and how it's a very beneficial and different program for you to take advantage of. Bob?
Sure. Thanks, Alicia. Thanks everyone for your time. I'll be brief, just give you a 30,000-foot view of what Inside Track does. As Alicia said, I'm part of the platform too. Inside Track is part of the platform along with Source1. So we work very well together. And what Inside Track does is we take in your distributor data directly from the distributor, whether it's GFS, Reinhardt, Cisco, US Foods. So we get that data directly from the distributor. So this is nothing that your folks have to deal with. And with taking it into our system, we clean that data. And what I mean by that is every distributor calls a 12-ounce Heinz ketchup something different. We normalize that to have the description of just what Heinz says. And the benefit of that is if you're using multiple distributors, that maybe they're both going to call them something different. But when you run reports in Inside Track, it's all going to be what the manufacturer says. So you're not going to see two different line items of data. You'll just see one. The benefit of the clean data is that you generally get more rebates and more contracts. So excuse me. I'm sorry about that. Someone just came in my office. The benefit of that is, we, as Alicia says, we bring more money to the table for you. So that's our goal. Our goal is to look for opportunities to save you money. We have different services, as you can see on the screen, the price auditing. That's what we started with probably about 17 years ago. It's great to know that you have an agreement with your distributor, and it's great to know that Alicia is going to give you a contract on Tyson, but how do you know that distributor is going to load that contract and charge you the right price? Well, Inside Track knows. So we stand behind all of our customers, and you saw some of the names on one of the slides. We make sure that that our customers are paying the right price. Last year, I think we recovered around $11 million in overcharges by different distributors. As you are probably doing, most distributors are doing more with less. So having the time to load the contracts properly sometimes is an issue. That's why we're standing behind all of our customers and finding any of those overcharges. Contract management, for manufacturer contracts, if you have any of your own programs, we have a way that you would manage that. As far as RFP management, there's a lot of things that you may use, you may not use, and if you decide to invest more time into understanding Inside Track, I'll be able to go into all of those different things in detail. The real-time analytics, I think that's probably something that would really help you. It's going to get you instant data, and it's going to tell you what's going on with your spend. We have what's called a trend report. That trend report would show you, here's your prices. What's the impact of 22 pricing from 21? And then you'll be able to see the items that are really hurting, like eggs, right? Everybody knows about what's going on with eggs. Our system would be able to say, oh, your eggs are up 150%. So you'll know exactly what the issues are, and maybe your chef needs to change the menu or something. Maybe there's a beef product that's really skirt steak too high, and you might want to switch that. So there are a lot of ways with Inside Track you can You can check your pricing to make sure you're getting good pricing from your distributor. That USDA market tracker, we get the USDA pricing. You can overlay what you're paying over the USDA pricing to make sure that everything is in a line, so that your distributor is charging you the right price on that commodity. That's it. As far as the price audit goes, that's a whole managed audit process. You guys don't do anything. Our audit team takes care of that, from the charge all the way to the credit to your statement. That's it. If you have any questions, please, shoot them out in the messaging, and I'll be glad to answer. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Bob. We really appreciate that. And everyone who's interested in Inside Track, please know within the follow-up that we give you, we'll give you the chance to schedule that intimate demo with Bob, so he can go into a little bit more detail on how those different services with Inside Track can support you. So without further ado, let's go ahead and introduce Brian Borowski, the Director of Produce Sales at Fresh Concepts.
Hey guys, how are you? Thanks for having me. There's a lot of information being bounced around, so I don't want to take up too much of your time. Pretty much as everybody else said, we are the produce management arm of the Buyer's Edge platform. And what that means is that we are here to be an extension of your team for all things produce from the minute that that seed goes in the ground until that product is consumed by your patrons. We currently leverage $1.5 billion of produce spend amongst all of our clients, going to grower shippers and negotiating the best overall contracts that we can for your individual clubs, then working with local produce distributors to have them purchase on those contracts, negotiate the applicable freight rates to go from product origination to their back door, then ultimately their back door to you. In doing that, as Alicia said, we typically save our clients between 5 to 10%, but the economics is only a small piece of what we do. We put food safety at the precipice of everything. We do not want a foodborne illness or a recall to destroy your brand. So we do all second and third party audits of all of our grower shippers as well as distributor partners. Should there be a recall or an outbreak, you will know within 45 minutes from the time that the CDC announces that there is an issue. And then also we will physically put boots on the ground. What I mean by that is we will physically have folks go into the clubs, checking the coolers, making sure that proper storage and handling is taking place, proper specs are being met by the distributor partner. And if there are any spec optimizations that we can do to enhance the overall customer's experience, but drive further economics for you, presenting you those ideas. So to make a long story medium length, we are essentially here to add extreme value to your group, in which you may only have a couple folks that are involved, and now you'll have 150 people behind you for all things produce.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Brian. That was very short and sweet, but straight to the point. And again, same sentiment, everyone. Within the follow-up that we give you, if you're interested in hearing more about Fresh Concepts and you want to get on a follow-up demo with Brian, I'm happy to set that up. And don't feel like, there's a cost to these additional demos. It's just to hear a little bit more intimate conversation and information, so then you can see if Inside Track and Fresh Concepts are the best fit for you. So thank you, gentlemen, very much. I very much appreciate that. I'll go ahead and move on to my last piece of additional value programs that we can offer here at Source1. Back office is certainly one of them. This is a very unique system, and I do have a fun video to share with you within the follow-up as well that gives you a good depiction on how that really would help you in the back of the office team when it comes to enhancing your efficiencies in the back of the house or back office. So food cost management, you're going to gain a deeper understanding of your business. You're going to run dynamic recipe costs that shift as price changes, and then track food cost percentages and take inventory with ease. So really normalizing the data that is fed within the recipes, and then optimizing the prices for those said recipes. Accounting and payroll, the accounting team loves this service. The payroll management has never been easier, and that's saying something. It used to take 30 days for the accounting team to do, can take about 5 minutes within the system if everything's flowing properly. So you can enhance your workflow with POS integrations, stay on top of your compliance, and with all-in-one solution, it takes time consuming those payroll tasks off your plate. So it really frees up the accounting team's time to really enhance the business rather than being boggled down with Excel sheets and trying to manage the payroll. PayStream puts down the checkbook. So you're no longer having to write out singular checks and then approve checks one by one. You can automate your entire life cycle of an invoice, from digitalizing invoices, paying vendors, and integrating directly with our accounting software. So again, it makes paying those vendors a click of a button, and the approval process is quite the same. So to send a notification to who the contact or point of person that is for the approving, and then they go ahead and approve it, and it gets sent out, and the bills are paid. So it really streamlines that that service or that a part of the payment stream. Now, payroll, you can upload an invoice. We can handle the rest. So you just upload the invoice, or we do what's considered an electronic direct integration or feed. So every time you make a purchase with your vendor and or distributor, we'll capture that, upload the invoice. We'll normalize those invoices so it's easy to go through them. And then we integrate seamlessly with QuickBooks and other accounting software. So if you've already got an integration going with Paychex or QuickBooks, we integrate with those softwares. And again, we just normalize this information and make it really easy to pay your folks. This is considered within the different states. So we know that each state has its own regulation and rules when it comes to salary versus hourly versus tip wage employees. So we've already considered all of those different subsets of legality terms, and then we've built out the system around that. So it's, again, really built out for the food service industry and making that much easier for those folks to pay their employees. All right, so giving you just that little snippet of back office. Again, if you want to hear a little bit more about back office, we can set up a separate demo. So that way you can hear a little bit more about that additional value system. But for the moment we've all been waiting for, I'd love for Azur Mohammed, the National Director of Culinary Operations, to get on here and give us his live testimonial. So without further ado, my friend Azur, please take it away.
Thank you, Alicia. I'm the kind of the end user. So for me, Source1 has been a great partner. Anytime we need new product or things that we want to launch, they help us. They kind of go through the project. And recently, I worked with Deborah on just sourcing greener and organic and non-GMO products, and she worked with me to get those. But in general, I mean, working with Alicia and her team has been just great. They're approachable. We deal with them directly, and one of the best things that I think I enjoyed is the rebate program, as well as when they do the audit. So we go and purchase things. I mean, nobody goes and looks at the contracted pricing, and they do that for us. So at the end of the 6 months or a year or quarter, when we get the rebate checks, it's great for all the chefs and the team to see that somebody is kind of auditing what they're purchasing and making sure that we're getting the contracted price. One of the other things that we use with Source1 is Get Orderly. That's the software that we use for our recipe and inventory management. And one of the best things about the software is that it digitalized all the invoices. So we just scan the invoices, they have all the information, they take it and they put it in digital form, and then we can basically get a lot of reports from it. We can see pricing, we can compare pricing from different vendors. For example, avocado, I mean, that's if there was one time when avocado prices were like so all over the place, and you're able to see that what's the best price that you're getting from different vendors, and you can decide who should you buy from. So all that information is at your fingertips. I mean, and then the recipe management is great. the other information that you can get from that software is looking at all your expense. I mean, you can check which vendor, how much you're spending, and there's so much data that you can get from it. So we get flash where we know where any day of the month, where do we stand in the food costs. If we can enter the information on labor, we'll get the percentage on labor as well. So there's a lot of data as well that comes out of the software. But for me, I think overall it's just that having a person that we can talk to, we can share ideas to get better or get a better product, do the cutting and tasting, and have someone that you can partner with versus just as a vendor. So I would definitely, I mean, we enjoy this our 4-year partnership, and we just have been getting better. And now with the national role, it'll be much important for me to work closely with the team and get the best and most out of the program for the clubs.
Thank you very much, Azhar. Can you, and I don't mean to put you on the spot, can you talk to us a little bit about how much time we've sort of saved you to free that up for you to do what you do best, which is make amazing dishes? So talk to us a little bit about how much time now you feel you've had as opposed to the past when it came to the efficiency of the reporting.
I think it's almost 15-20% of any chef's day that now you can focus on kitchen and take care of the operation versus working with invoices and putting things in there, sourcing and things like that.
Awesome. Yeah, and that's, you know, that's a lot of time to save, especially with someone like yourself. You've got so much on your plate. The last thing you want to do is sit down for an hour or two and run reports or plug in data. So that's awesome that Chef has been able to take advantage of a lot of our additional value programs. He's got like the full package at this point. And it's really made him quite dangerous when it comes to building out the recipes and then making his team a lot more efficient as well, so then they can focus on what matters, which is the guests, the plates, the experience, and all of that, and the efficiency with the two teams, front and back of the house. So
Great.
Thank you very much, Azhar. We really very much appreciate your partnership. You've been a very kindred and kind spirit to me. I've adored our relationship, and I hope that others on this call can kind of see that, and it can translate to maybe them approaching and taking advantage of the same solution, same program. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Awesome. All right, so I'll go ahead and close us out with the final slide. Again, my name is Alicia Vargas. I'm the Director of Partnership Development, but don't let that title fool you or scare you. I'm happy to jump on as many, follow-up calls as we need. Again, if you'd like to go ahead and use your phone and scan over that QR code, it will take you directly to my schedule link, so you can immediately book time with me. If you want to leave a little bit of notes within that booking to say that you'd love to hear more about back office or fresh concepts or inside track, we are happy to get those gentlemen on a call and tell you a little bit more details about how that solution can go ahead and support you holistically with your procurement. I want to give a special thank you and shout out to my behind the scenes ladies that have helped us put this together. Gabriella and Anais, thank you very much. You don't see them, but they're here and they are very much parent to us on the team. And then I'd also like to give a nice warm thank you to Jeff for setting this up for us and communicating with all the properties in order to get you guys in here. So I'll go ahead and turn it over because I can't exactly see if we've got any questions lingering in the chat room.
Hey, Alicia, it's me, Gabby. We do not have any questions at this time.
No questions. All right, you guys are experts. We get it. Perfect. No, that's quite fine. If you do have any lingering questions, like I said, we'll go ahead and follow up with the collateral information, the recording itself. I'll send over that back office video as well, so you'll have all the tools that you need from this webinar to go ahead and communicate with us if you'd like to do an additional follow-up demo. For any additional demos, we will be giving out gift card incentives. So just a little extra zest to throw in there. If you'd like to do a follow-up demo, we'd love to be able to sit down with you intimately and talk a little bit more of how we can support your individual course location. But other than that, thank you all very much for joining this first ever GCOW webinar. We really do appreciate it. We're hoping that you can get some word of mouth out there and hopefully make the next webinar more successful and a lot more attendees. We'd love to be able to do this on a quarterly or monthly cadence, so we'll keep you posted on those details. But we very much appreciate you all joining today. Couldn't thank you more. So thank you very much, everyone, for your time. Thank you to my guests for all their time as well. And my partner, Jeff, thank you very much for helping us set this up. All right, everybody, have a fantastic day. I look forward to hearing from you.
Thank you, Alicia. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.